Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's series of Midweek Midair. I am Swordfish. I am the event coordinator at Archetype Studios for the game Midair. As I'm sure many of you already know, my loyal viewers, thank you all for showing up. I'd love to have you all here. And this week, we're going to be focusing on pretty much a news update show. I'm going to be doing some pubs, some pugs, and special guest Bugspray, CEO at Archetype. Name's Chris. He's going to be coming on to talk about kind of the latest updates in the game, things that came in the most recent devlog, 15, I believe, and kind of just talking about the game and the experience at PAX West this year. As some of you, hopefully all of you know already, that Archetype and Midair was at PAX, and apparently it went really well. So that's super exciting to hear about. And yeah, so with that said, also, in case some of you did not see last week, I got my Midair hat in the mail just in time for winter. Pretty stoked for that to keep me warm and maybe even a little too hot while I stream right now. Had to open the window. So first, let me take a moment to welcome everyone. Hello, Geist. Good to have you again. I always love having your support. and moderation. Make sure you kick anyone that's being inappropriate, and correct me on my time zones. Hey Joe, aka Booty Clap. Hello Damon. Hello Hill of IDK fame. Hello Dragon's Milk. Welcome again. Hello Fictious, our esteemed Reddit moderator and Tribes aficionado. Hello Quejibo, good to have you back. Hello Roadhog, I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome to the stream. And hello Sandfard. That's everyone I can see for the moment. So welcome everyone. Let me go ahead and unmute Discord. Let's see here. All right, Chris, I am live and unmuted.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good to see you. I'm so happy to have you on.
Yeah, it's good to be back on Twitch. It's been a while, I think, for me.
Yeah.
At least a month, if not more than that. I'd like to stop by more if I can answer people's questions and things. Also, just a heads up, I'm in this pub right now, and we got almost 20 people in right now, and I'm really bad at playing and talking at the same time. So if I have a lot of uhs and I just stop talking, it's because I'm focusing real hard on being bad at the game.
Yeah, I was just worried about that myself. Like, how am I going to talk to you and play and talk to viewers while trying to hit mid-airs? But I mean, you may not have been on Twitch recently, but you did have some pretty important screen time recently, didn't you? On camera.
Oh yeah, at PAX, we managed to meet up with PC Gamer, and they did an on-screen interview, on-camera interview with us. And it went really well, I thought. I actually kind of laugh every time I listen to it though, because the guy, I mean, he's great. He asked me a question, and I completely just dodged his question and started talking about Midair. By that point, it was like day 3, and I'd been on autopilot just talking about the game, and so it just kind of flowed right into that, regardless of what he asked me. But the rest of the interview is pretty good. A lot of good info in there. Keep in mind, it is geared toward a more general audience, and not, let's say, people who play a lot of jetpack shooters. So keep that in mind as I'm talking about stuff. But, but no, it was great. It's great that PC Gamer is really interested in Midair, and we got a lot of good folks coming into the community from that article and that video that they took. So yeah, it was pretty great. Yeah. Also, I see Freaky's in there. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. Freaky. Just casually showing up in the
casual Freaky, right? It's out of nowhere. It's awesome to have him. And also hello to Jungleberry Bush. I don't think I've seen you in this channel before. So actually about that interview, like I really liked when I watched it, I really liked seeing that that video they made of the tutorial. It was really, it seemed to made it a lot more immersive than like just playing the trailer or something. I like that.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job with that video. We did a bunch of work to get everything ready for PAX as well. So you know, when we talk about the devlog and everything, we actually spent about a week, weeks at a time after Steam Early Access, getting our build ready and getting everything ready to go for PAX. So as we kind of mentioned in the devlog, like that means that we kind of changed things up for this patch because we wanted to get something out soon. And so in devlog 15, we talk about 280, I believe, is the build number. And what we're doing there, and it's a bunch of good kind of quality of life improvements that some people have been asking for a while, and we've been wanting to do for a while. So we're pretty excited about a lot of that kind of stuff. But that's one of the reasons why it's kind of a smaller patch than normal, is because you know, we got Steam Early Access out, which we had I think like 3 patches in a row for that, and then we had that time for PAX, and we all kind of got back, and a bunch of us got sick, and then took a little bit of a break, and got back into things.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I got sick, you know, went to the hospital by smashing our faces into windows, you know, all sorts of ailments.
What was that all about, man? What happened with that?
It was really bad. I don't know, like, it was my first day of school. I was all excited. I could see my future clear ahead of me, and I guess I did not see the clear glass door and just smacked right into it. And hard enough, I guess, that I had to go to the hospital. So I think I already explained that last week on stream, but, you know, for anyone that was not here last week and was wondering why I was gone for 2 weeks, that was part of the reason. So, but you know, I feel like my nose looks fine now. It's all healed up, and you know, so back to the game. And
you have a beautiful nose. I was sad to hear that it was damaged.
So yeah, like this is it's pretty, you know, it's a small patch, but you know, there's some cool stuff and some. I think the important thing is that it's a lot of user feedback changes are happening. quality of life and stuff that people have been asking for, which is, even if it's small, like these are important things and things that people want. So it's always good to get those in.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can talk about some of those as well. But I guess before we jump on to that, something else I kind of wanted to bring up about PAX was it was a great opportunity for us in general to hear feedback and listen to the things that people who had never played the game before had to say about it. And a lot of them, in the PC Gamer article, I talk about kind of how there's a moment when you finally understand what a game like this does to you and your perception of FPSs. And like that moment is when you're like soaring above a mission and you see everything kind of laid out in front of you, and like you're jetpacking, right? You're not stuck to the ground. You are like taking part in the miracle of video game flight, right? But it's not something that's like okay, I hit this button and like now I fly. Like it's also kind of under your control. Like it's man-made, right? You're the one doing it.
Right.
And when they first see that, and they realize the kind of control and the freedom they have in a game like Midair, or in other jetpack shooters, like it's kind of an aha moment. And it was great to see a lot of that happening quite a bit at PAX. And in many cases, it was like young kids or like teenagers or people like that. We actually had a group of people. I mentioned it in the blog as well. Right. We had a group of kids come in. It was just a couple of them, and they started playing. Like they kind of passed by and started playing, and they got so excited about the game. They went and found their other six friends, and then came in an impromptu 4 versus 4 pickup game. Like we just reserved the whole floor for them for a game. And it was really cool to see that. They were really excited about it, and we saw that happen pretty frequently at PAX. Not the whole pickup thing, but just like people like the first time trying out a game like this and getting really excited about it. And we were selling keys on the show floor, and we sold a bunch because people were really excited about it. So like, Midair's got some pretty cool stuff going for it, and we're really looking forward to, between now and release, kind of building on that and building out the rest of the features and the vision that we have ready for Midair. And like definitely everyone here who's viewing the stream, people in the servers, people giving feedback on the forums, like it's all critical feedback. I know I say this a lot, but I think there's a perception that we, so like for some people, that we aren't listening to feedback, but it's surprising how often we do listen to feedback relative to like other dev teams out there building other games, especially like AAA is notorious for this, right? They just kind of build what they want. And with a game like Midair, where we've got this really active indie developer community, like always hopping on Discord, always hopping in games, asking questions, like it's just a great thing to be a part of. So highly encourage you guys to keep on giving feedback, and again, like PAX was a great opportunity for us to get feedback from some folks who haven't played the game for a long time, haven't played other jetpack shooters. So it was again a pretty good experience.
Yeah, that's kind of like some of the things I've been wanting to touch on like lately is that like it's like unlike a lot of games, like a lot of the devs play very often, almost daily. Myself, I'm a more recent addition to the team, but I started off as a player. I was a community member from the beginning as a tester, and that's just an example. Like someone who was more so like a community member and a tester, now a developer, or like someone like Voidspawn, who was Santeri, who was a very active Tribe Descend player, and then kind of became art lead. So it's like it's not like these just kind of disconnected, kind of distant people who work on the game. It's actual players.
Yeah, absolutely. When people volunteer, we
Right.
go talk to them. We say, hey, like, what's your skill set? Is this something that we need right now? And are you willing to take on a bunch of stuff? Like as an indie team, we kind of run this, and we're also distributed. So as a distributed indie team, we kind of run this like interesting line where like a lot of people are volunteers. Some people we have full time, depending on who you are, and what kind of skill set you have and what we need and that sort of thing. But like most of our team is still volunteers. Most of these people are doing it out of just kind of passion and desire.
Right.
And whenever someone kind of reaches out to us, we try to respond as quickly as we can to try and get them involved if they're interested and we could use their skill set. So it's not, you're right, it's not this kind of black box. I mean, it's a black box on some level because we can't be responding to people all day, but it's not a black box in the sense that like really anyone with the right skill set can come join and make an impact on the team and on the game.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. And like someone like Kravok as well, like another recent addition to the dev team. He's he was a pretty active player. I remember him from some previous Tribes games, and he's doing some great stuff too. I had him on the show last week, introduce himself, kind of what he does, and taking care of the servers for now. So it's just stuff like that that's really cool, I think, and kind of separates both Archetype and Midair kind of from the rest of a lot of indie games. Yeah, this is actually kind of difficult to play and talk. You're right.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go and catch up on chat real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Dragon's Milk says, I'm trying to get people to back me on changing back to the old school style hand grenades. Please check out Smokin's post, comment on the Playmaker forums. So I think he asked in IRC about that, and I went and commented in IRC. I didn't comment on the post itself. Let me pull that up right now. I'll go and address this on stream. So he was asking.
Yeah, Freaky, for real. He just jumps right into it. It's great.
So he says that he kind of likes the idea of the old school, and when he says old school, I think he's talking about Tribes 2, Tribes 1, for sure Tribes 2, but it could be Tribes 1 as well, where you actually preloaded your hand, like you kind of, like you held the button down. The longer you held the button down, it would throw the grenade farther.
Right.
And that's something that we've definitely been looking at. We haven't made like a decision on that yet, but it's something that like I used all the time personally. In Tribes 2, so. It was really handy for dueling. I think I just hit you with my grenade.
Handy. That's a nice description. Handy.
Oh yeah, right. So we'll play on work.
No, that was great. That was a great feature. I'd actually forgotten about that myself, but I would love to see that myself as well. That does sound cool.
We've also been talking about doing stuff like that with the flag. It's just there's some user experience issues we'll need to figure out to do stuff like that. For instance, if I'm a new player and I know that throwing the flag is T, like if I tap T, does it throw it at full strength or does it throw it at almost no strength? And as a user, I'm noticing it's like throwing almost nowhere at that point. So if we use something like that, we need to figure out a kind of an elegant way to handle that kind of stuff, which is not an impossible task by any means. Let's see what else we got in chat here.
Hey, Groove.
Yeah, Freaky noticed the straight into the interview.
Well, you could tell your nerves. You could tell not that you were like you stuttered or anything, but you could tell there were nerves, and it was like being in front of the camera, and it's obviously it's PC gamer, so it's kind of a big deal, and not that you were sweating or anything. I don't know. It's just kind of like let's get right into it. Let's just get down to brass tacks. Skip all the everything else.
Well, if I was sweating, it was probably because I was standing for 3 days straight at that point. Let's see. So Roadhog DG says, I love Tribes. This looks so good as a spiritual successor. Thanks, man. We've been working really hard on it. And actually, what you're seeing is one of our prototype maps, so it's not even the final art or anything like that. Maybe if we can, after this map is done, we should switch to like Menorah or Triosis for instance of LT and show kind of the full extent of the art. Let's see, but yeah, no, we're huge fans of the Tribe series, so this is hugely inspired by that and other jetpack shooters like Legions and a few others that have been kind of poking around. So what else we got? Groover says needs both options, a quick set distance throw and a cook to desired time. Yeah, I think it might be something where like we might be able to do something with like an option for more experienced players to like click on if they want more control about it and just let everyone throw grenades at a set distance. Like most modern shooters have set distance throw grenades. I think Tribes is one of the more we'll say innovative shooters that I think of the cook grenade and stuff. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Throw some other examples of games in chat if you got some that had kind of like charge grenades where it actually like changed the distance and stuff like that. Oh my gosh! Wow, that was a lot of grenades. All right, you didn't see it on your screen, I don't think, but that was a lot of dudes shooting at me with the flag.
So Joe, aka BootyClap6969, wants to know a little bit more about these turret balances.
Yeah, totally. So we're gonna probably do the turret balances in phases, because we want to build a more elegant system to do turret kind of turret farming and things. But I'll tell you kind of what the simple thing is that we're going to be aiming for this round, and that is just increasing the distance that it takes to like deploy a turret near another turret. So if I deploy one turret, then the next turret I deploy would need to be farther away than what currently is on live. and that should help with some of the turret clustering that we're seeing. And that's something that it was actually very, very small, and we noticed this as we kind of pushed the build alive. People started doing a lot more turret farming in base. We noticed this is way smaller than we had intended, so we're fixing that problem and adding that feature back into the game. And then longer term, we're going to be doing some more, as I mentioned, kind of elegant solutions for making sure that there aren't too many turrets clustered in a specific area. Another thing we're going to be doing, and I think it might get on this patch, it might be next patch, is breaking out turret counts so right now you basically set in the server admin config, I want six turrets max deployable. And the thing is, like, well, there's obviously 3 different types of turrets, so that means you're saying 6 for all types of turrets, so we want to break that down and make it a little bit more granular, so you can't just, like, put out 6 water turrets and 6 land spike, or not land spike, I think it's the Tribes 2 term for the land turret. 2 land turrets, and then, 6 land turrets and 6 sentinel turrets. We could do things like, on this map or on this server, you can put down 2 water turrets and 4 land turrets and 6 sentinel turrets. Like, it gives us that kind of control to kind of tweak the balance of things. So between those 2 things, we think it's going to help stop the bleeding a little bit. We're also going to be introducing some things in this patch and next patch that hopefully should help against when you're fighting against turrets and that sort of thing. So one thing that we haven't seen a lot of is people using things like sensor jammer to combat turrets, even though it's a really good option to do so. And what we think that means is there's 2 scenarios. 1, people just aren't using it, or 2, people believe it's not as valuable as something else. So we may be giving a buff to the sensor jammer pack in particular to try and get more and more people using that and using it effectively against turret farms. So if you haven't seen the sensor jammer pack, what it does is basically makes you jam all of the sensor detection, whether it's pulse sensors or motion sensors or player sensors on you, and that includes when turrets are detecting you. So if the turret is detecting you and you initiate sensor jammer, it will no longer fire at you, which is really powerful, as you can imagine, if you're going into a turret farm and trying to wreak a little bit of havoc. And again, we haven't really seen a whole lot of people use that. So we're going to try and buff that to try and help counter the turrets without completely nerfing everything that makes deploying things fun in midair.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea as well. I think that'll be well received.
Yeah, it's something that we are aware of. Is just the timing to get a fix in for that was a little bit tricky with packs and all that kind of stuff. So we weren't ignoring it. It's just we didn't have time to build a patch to go public for it yet. And then long term, again, we'll be like modifying the system so we have a more elegant solution to allow people to deploy turrets in a way that doesn't completely stop entire offenses from doing stuff. So what else we have on here? What other kinds of questions? Let's see. Oh yeah, Grover mentions mines. That's something we're also addressing as well. So in this patch, we've got basically the same thing with the turrets, where we increase the radius in which you can deploy a mine. We're going to try and get the mine count in this patch, but if we can't, it'll be in the next patch, where we'll limit the pure number of mines you can make, but at least in the short term, you won't have lots of clusters of mines right next to each other, kind of like how you can do turrets right now, for example.
Right. Yeah. It's just like, it's almost like a minefield at this point. Like, it's kind of like, so I think that'll be a popular one as well. So we got the FPS increase. That's kind of a cool one too. Max FPS.
Yeah, we're uncapping that, put it up to 160. And one other thing about the mine thing that people might find interesting just from a development perspective, because a lot of times you don't get a chance to talk about why it's like, well, hey, why don't you just put a cap on the number of mines, man? Like, it's super easy, just change the number. So the reason why in this case is because it's actually a grenade type. Because the way that we built it is that it's throwable, so you can throw it and it glides along the ground and slides and stops and deploys. So it's not actually a deployable type, so we don't actually have, like you would never think to, let's say, make a maximum number of hand grenades, right? Because they explode and they go away. And because we kind of piggybacked off of that technology in order to get a lot of the physics behind it, the sliding and things, that was something that just isn't actually built into the game yet. So Doing something like changing the radius for it, which we do have built in for mines, is a little bit easier than building a whole new limiting feature that hasn't been built for that throwable type. So it's kind of interesting looking at development as to why it's not just simply we'll just
Hey Tyler,
add a count to it, right? So it's just a little different. Fixius asks, any plans on making them hurt teammates? No, not currently. We've seen a couple people ask for that, but it's not something that we are currently planning on doing. Grover says, I don't like the slide, makes it difficult to place on some services. Yeah, we've actually been talking about maybe experimenting with a more deployable-like experience where it actually pulls up kind of a ghost of the mine. You can kind of place it like that and it would just immediately deploy. We kind of opted for the old school style where you throw it and then it slides a little bit and deploys. But we may experiment with the other option.
yeah, you know, I felt like if Mind Disking came back or any kind of being able to explode like that, it would. I feel like some of the T2 vets would probably be in Nirvana or something. It's like that would make them super happy. But you know, I don't know. I feel like I kind of like the sliding, so it'll be a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's kind of it's an interesting feature. Like, it's not. I would say that the sliding aspect of mines is probably not the most critical thing in the game, but it can be kind of fun in certain scenarios. But you know, if it just is a better experience to not do sliding, then I end up trying to change that. So we'll see.
So Joe asks again about the jets feeling sluggish, and that is something I've actually heard a lot from new players too. Is that obviously, you know, having to the whole holding W thing, talking to a lot of new players about that. You know, don't hold W. You know, just if you're trying to get height, just press jetpack. So Joe wants to know if any plans to buff jump jet more, or we could talk about how the separation of jump and jet, jump then jet. I saw that.
Yeah, so jump and jet is kind of an interesting thing. Like the powerfulness of the jump, powerfulness of the jets. We wrote a big blog about tweaks we made recently. If you haven't checked it out, I think it's like the blog 13, I think, where we go over some design changes that we made in preparation for early access, because we knew that people were coming from games like Tribes Ascend, and that they had this preconceived notion, and like you can't just ignore Tribes Ascend because there were a million players playing Tribes Ascend,
right.
And it was probably, you know, if it wasn't the biggest, it was pretty darn close to the biggest Tribes game in history, player count wise. So we were looking really hard at that and trying to figure out ways where we could like help those kinds of players, or just new players in general, feel more effective with the jetpack. And so we made some tweaks to help with that. And we use what we call the Icewind stand test. And if you don't know the Icewind stand test, there's a map called Icewind that has a stand that, like, if you're a player who's played Tribes for a long period of time, it's like, all right, that's a pretty easy stand. You just fly up to it and get on it. But if you're a new player, it's actually really difficult, because even if you stood over on this little like kind of lip bridge thing that we had set up that let you jet up to it, it actually was very difficult for a new player to effectively jet, especially when they're holding the W key, which is what we found a lot of people doing, is holding W and then pressing jetpack and trying to get up to the stand, which is kind of where they're looking. And they'll kind of look in the direction that they're trying to go, but they won't go that way because they aren't holding the right keys down. So we try to buff that that scenario specifically a little bit. We go over a bunch of the design decisions and changes that we made in there, and it's pretty interesting to read if you haven't seen it. Sorry, someone's attacking me right now. But in general, like, even with that change, we have seen that pretty common feedback, especially from players who come from Tribes Ascend, that they're experiencing those kinds of issues. So it's something that we're definitely looking at all the time, because again, like, that is a very non-zero number of players. Like, it's probably double-digit, like well in the double-digit percentage, like, you know, the total player base who would draw from old jetpack shooters. So it's not anything to kind of shy away from. But at the same time, like, a lot of those things have widespread effect on things down the road. So, for instance, if I let you get 10 meters higher in the air on a normal jetpack jump, then when you go skiing and try to set up your route, like, you might be coming in another 10 meters a second faster, or kilometers a second faster. And that just makes things like capping more powerful, where it might not have been as powerful before. Now it is, because we've given people the ability to go a little faster. So if we tweak something like that, and we want to maintain things like cap or chaser balance, then we have to kind of take from somewhere else. And if you play Midair and like you're a fan of the way the physics work already, that means that in many ways we may end up needing to nerf something that you've kind of grown accustomed to, which is a scary proposition. But it's one of those kind of tough trade-offs you have to make as a game designer. Like, well, are you going to kind of sacrifice the high end for the low end, or vice versa? And the changes we made before, luckily, we didn't need to sacrifice much of the high end for it. But for if we're to continue kind of going down that route and we want to keep things more balanced, then we may end up needing to make some of those kinds of trade-offs. So it's one of the more difficult decisions and that we've had to try to make in Midair, is try to figure out that balance between new player and experienced player, because the learning curve and kind of the skill curve, like how high you can go in a game like this is one of the best things about a game. But at the same time, if you're not getting new players in, then that's obviously going to be a limiting factor for the game long term, both for the game and you guys as a community, but also for the studio. So it's one of those really tough decisions.
Right, especially since the ceiling, the skill ceiling is and most likely will be and has been so high for FPSC games. Just the lengths to which people will go to improve, and how much time they'll put into practicing and routes and muscle memory ability, and reflex ability that you get, and kind of predictive ability that you get with the games like this is so huge. That it can be a little off-putting, and that's obviously a well-known aspect of games like this. But that is going to be an important thing to focus on for sure.
Well, it's something that especially when people hear the word tribes, not every gamer is unaware of tribes. Many of them choose to not play a game like Tribes, or Midair, or Legions. But when they hear the word tribes, they know that, like, take the amount of skill you see in Quake or some of those games, and like literally a curator said this. If you look at our Steam page, one of the curators said this. Like, this is a great spiritual successor to the series, but like, just be aware, if you're a new player trying this game out, it makes the skill curve of games like Quake look like an anthill, right? So that's the way they described it. And in many cases, that's what people perceive when they look at a game like Midair, is like, wow, this is really high skill ceiling, and like, I don't know if I can do this. And it just ends up, again, being one of those kind of catch-22s where it's like, well, if we're associating ourselves with super high skill curve gameplay, then we get those kinds of players. But it isn't necessarily healthy for the game long term to kind of limit yourself to that singular type of player.
Right. Yeah, I was actually in last week's show. Since you mentioned Quake, last week's show I was doing like a New Bloods kind of event with had them come on to voice chat so we can talk one-on-one and help them with the game. And one of the main people I was helping was a long-time Quake player, and he kept talking about how it was odd. He kept mentioning inheritance and kind of wanting to how skiing felt good because of bunny hopping. So it's cool. It was cool to hear and see that we weren't just getting Tribes vets. That like here's a Quake player very interested in the game and the movement system.
Yep.
And the aiming system for that matter. Let's see what else people are saying in chat. Let's see. Joe is.
Is Joe Booty Claps?
Booty Clap, yeah, Booty Claps. Yeah, yeah. I feel like no one ever calls him that. I don't know. You should change your name, Joe. I actually wanted to take a moment to talk about another event I have coming up called Time Trials. It will be most likely next week, almost certainly next week. Whoa, I just hit a crazy midair. Next week I'm going to do Time Trials, and the first map will be Cryosis I'll be doing for the trials. And basically this event is going to be about the fastest capper speeds on a given map. So I'm going to have people sign up. All the bravest cappers will sign up to test their mettle. And basically the rules will be, you'll have less than a minute to set up, and it'll be the fastest grab speed, fastest time from grab to cap. And I'll be doing a different map every week. Every time I do the event, it won't be a weekly thing, but every time I do the event, it'll be a different map. And I'm going to start a leaderboard so that we can keep track of whoever is the fastest person per map. So just wanted to put that out there. There will be more information coming about that soon. But if anyone in the channel is interested, definitely PM me in Discord if you want to get a heads up about it. And yeah, that's on its way.
Awesome, yeah, that's be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how fast people can go with that.
Yeah,
I'm probably pretty bad at it though. I'm not a great capper.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll kind of inspire people to, because of course, it won't just be about the people taking part, but I'm going to want to encourage people that are interested in capping or just think going fast is cool to, take part and watch, either be in the server or watch the stream.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, Geist had a good idea earlier about talking about the key giveaway that's going on right now. If you haven't read the blog recently, you should go read the blog, because if you play Midair, there's an opportunity for you to get some free keys for your friends.
Yes,
I say free key for your friends. They can also get keys too. And basically, if you've played 10 hours of Midair as a kind of a thank you for helping us get to where we are in early access, we're giving anyone who's played 10 hours of Midair a free key to give out to a friend. So go check that out on the blog to learn more of the details. And we use Gleam, so you have to go through the Gleam process to sign to Steam and verify that that you've done all the 10 hours of gameplay and everything. But they'll just give you a key right then and there. You give to a friend. And people a lot of times ask, well, if that friend plays 10 hours, can they get a key? And the answer is definitely yes, they can.
Okay, so that's
while supplies last. And the contest is only kind of going on through the 14th, so October 14th. So you've got a couple weeks, or I guess a few weeks left to go do it. Plenty of time. But if you want that free key, definitely go get in, play some Midair, and get your friends involved.
Just to be clear, though, I think someone might have been confused in Discord when they were talking about it. Only people who purchase early access will be able to get that?
So it's anyone who has access to the game will be able to get that.
Oh, okay, cool.
But most of the people who have access to the game are people who purchased it. So
right.
The good news is that if you did purchase it, then you're totally eligible. But also, if you didn't purchase it, you're still eligible. Because the goal is that we want to get more people in playing and say thank you to the people who supported us. And if you're kind of on the fence about buying, then if you go buy one now, you get another key for a friend, and they've cut the cost in half. So as long as you play the 10 hours.
And so if a person plays for 10 hours, gets a key, gives it to a friend, that friend could theoretically play for 10 hours and get a key for their friend, and it could be like a chain. Or is that not
yeah,
how
pretty
it
much.
That would,
yeah, no, you could do something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool to hear, actually, because I'm gonna I think that could be kind of an epic community building, and because there are a lot of these like niche, small kind of sub communities, people who 20, 30 players. Like I remember I recently got in touch with a esports manager for Northeastern University. And he got the game right around when closed beta came out. He loved it. I'm in his Discord, and he's been talking about it in his Discord, and so I'm gonna try and get in touch with him again. And that'd be so cool if people, these small kind of communities of like gamer friends, people, these gaming circles could kind of help each other get the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great idea.
I know there are a lot of them kind of on the fence, and they're kind of waiting for like free to play to come out
Hey,
or something like this. This is a good way for it, kind of increase the value and stuff.
Hey, Spider.
Any other questions you guys have, kind of while I'm on? I'm not going to be on for the entire cast, but I'm kind of hanging out now for maybe another 10 minutes or so. So feel free to ask me any questions about design or the game or anything else you'd like to ask.
Yeah, guys. Once again, in case anyone is just came to the stream and isn't aware, I'm Swordfish, and I have Bugspray, aka Chris, CEO of Archetype, with me. Glad to have him on. We're kind of talking about latest updates to the game, kind of the latest patch and dev log that came out, some user feedback that we're putting into the game. And so if anyone has any questions, this is a good time to kind of get them in live response time.
Fixius asks, does Bugspray want my key? I do not want your key. I've got plenty of keys on my own. But I don't know, go find a streamer and give it to the streamer or people who are following somebody's stream. A lot of times what I'll do is, if I've got an extra key lying around, I'll just go find people that kind of show up in a Midair streamer's show and, hey, I've got this extra key lying around, do you want it? And a lot of times they do, and they'll hop in and play right away. So I recommend doing stuff like that, just getting people who are even somewhat interested in the game in and playing, and make sure that they post their feedback and everything, because usually those people are really good sources of feedback for the game.
Fix is actually, you should PM me, because I might have a lead for you on that. a very satisfying lead. So get at me in Discord or IRC or wherever you want, Reddit, and let's talk about that. I'm a Moth asks, when are performance fixes coming out?
Good question. So we're actually in the midst of doing some performance fixes right now, and you'll see hopefully a small performance boost in the next build. It won't be anything super crazy, at least we don't expect it will. But like we've optimized some of our animation stuff, and that should be hit 280. Yeah, we're going to kind of transition more towards that as we get closer to open beta and release. Just because optimizations tend to be something that we do kind of towards the end in gaming. We kind of poke around and take care of things here and there if it's like a significant issue or if it's an easy fix that we found. But yeah, so that's the rough timeline for you. So we've only got a small number of months now, like half a year until we hit release. So that should tell you kind of the timeline we're looking at for that.
Just to remind everyone, in case you haven't seen it, the release tracker kind of schedule. Full release is planned for Q1 2018. So basically, anytime between January and March. And what was that? Oh yeah. So who else? Psycon asks, Bugs, we want dual game mode. When do we get dual? That's actually something I've been wanting to hear a lot about too. Because I'm kind of obsessed with that kind of backer survey and kind of the voting on the game type. I'm going to be pushing really hard for the one I want. So I'd love to hear you talk about that.
I love dual game. I spent a ton of time back in the old days playing dual, and I honestly hope. Well, so my allegiances are a little split. I also love the idea of jackpot. I played a lot of the Team Rapid 2 back in the day, but also love dual. I played way more of that than I did of TR2. So like they both hold a special place in my heart. Hunters is also kind of neat. We're also talking about maybe a team deathmatch kind of thing. So. We'll kind of see what shakes out in the end, but if you guys vote for it, then we'll build you a Doom mod.
I don't remember, Bugs, did you play Tribes 1?
I did play Tribes 1, yeah. I started playing in like 98.
I think, yeah. Okay, so do you remember, just whenever I hear people talking about dual mod, I always think in T1 the standard thing would be you go behind rain dance space, throw a hand grenade, and that's how the duel starts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's how they did it in Legions too, I think.
Yeah, and that was also like tryouts for teams. Like if you go behind rain dance space, you throw a grenade, and if you win the duel, you're on the team. That was so. Yep. That's always my response. We need dual mod. I think, all right, well, you just go behind rain dance, just go behind massive base or something. I think, yeah, jackpot. I'm personally pushing for jackpot, so I may start like a jackpot team.
Sorry, I was blaster dueling Void Spawn.
I love blaster dueling. I don't know. I feel like since the blaster got its skin, I've actually enjoyed using it more. It sounds weird, but I don't know. I really like the skin, and it's pretty good gun.
We were playing a pickup game the other day, just an LCTF pickup, and an LCTF on the official servers, you can switch to blaster as one of your weapons, and we just started playing with blaster. Pretty soon we had the entire server in blaster because it's a really powerful gun and people don't realize it.
Yeah. And
if you're gonna beat on somebody, it's the highest DPS gun in the game, so you can actually take people down really quickly.
We shouldn't spread that too much though. That should be like kind of like elite secret. So anyone who's watching, now. But let's try and keep that to ourselves. The power, what's it called? The gambit up our sleeve. You pull out blaster in the middle of the LCTF chase and mow him down. It's true though. I know Immy, John Osk always uses the blaster, so he's kind of popularized that. I feel like. I've been trying to use plasma more, actually. But anyway, let's see some more questions. Let's see any questions in chat. Are vehicle controls under review? Asks Fictious.
I would say anything in the game is under review. Like, we're still pre-release. I'd say go post about what you think the vehicle control should be, and if you already have, then link me to them. But yeah, vehicles are one of those things that are always a little tricky, so we're always looking for good ideas.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
cool, we can play Snow Arena.
That's crazy. Wow. An arena. Wait, how many people do we have? We're doing an arena with this many people?
We had a couple disconnects, so I think it's gonna be like 6s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, that was actually what it was back in Tribes 2, like the early comp days, was 6v6 arena.
Wow, this is gonna be. I don't think I've ever. I actually don't think I've. Wait, I just need to fix my stream 1 second.
It's gonna be fun.
I don't think I've played with this many people on this map yet, so this should be this should be interesting. Let's see what other questions. Let's see. When Psycon asks, when will we see the first skins? Tyler says the first skins are already in the game. Typical QA manager response.
Yeah, first skins playable with you guys, at least something that you guys can play with. It will be, oh wow, what was that? Psycon cloaking or something?
Oh man, I'm gonna be blinking. Blink is #1 arena pack in my opinion.
I didn't even see where he was. I think he might have been cloaking. Which means at my next point, cloak will be different in the next patch.
You should be using sensor, huh? Sensor.
Well, there's no motion sensor in this.
Oh right, that's right.
What was I talking about before I got?
Oh right.
Psycon?
This is really going to be a test for our concentration arena while chatting. With skins, the first skins in the game.
Oh yeah, we have some cool prototypes that will be available to at least play with soon. By soon, I mean probably in the next few patches, not in the most immediate patch. We need to build the system around selecting it and doing all the right material changes and everything like that. So that's going to be something that'll come eventually. Chances are that the things you'll be able to play with for a while will not be available once we hit release. So be prepared for that. It's just part of our monetization model. But again, if you're a Kickstarter backer, then you should get some Kickstarter exclusive skins. You might give something to some of the early access backers. We'll see. But if you get the progression pass, you'll unlock some good stuff before that anyway, so I'll be on a release. What else we got in chat here? What exactly is the ring? That's like super infused mana flying at you. It explodes.
Super infused. Yeah. Well, mana is really, you know, kind of the core of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
all about mana.
Thing we use to rationalize everything that's kind of weird. Oh, you guys kill each other?
Wait, what?
You guys killed who won? Oh, blue won.
Wait, what? How did that even? I guess he killed me like a split second before I killed him. That's kind of cool though. I like that. I like that they won because he killed me first, and not a draw. Is there going to be a community map maker? Spider, that is on the roadmap. It is something we want to do. I don't think we can talk anything further about details or release, but it is definitely something that is wanted.
So it's something that we said if there was if we hit the right stretch goals, that we would do it for Kickstarter. We did not hit those right stretch goals, so what that means is we aren't doing it for release. We may end up doing it for post-release. We really want to, because a game like this really relies on its maps to give that feeling of variety of gameplay. So it's something that is really important, but we just didn't get enough money and resources up front in order to make it work for release.
Let's see. So someone else. There was another good question I saw. Twitch keeps switching around. Weapon switching is like legions. Is there going to be... Oh, who just joined?
Can you hear me?
Oh, hey, Cravot.
How's it going, man?
Where was that other... I'm trying to find out.
I don't know what he was doing. I think he might have realized we were on the stream or something.
It's okay, Cravot. All devs welcome.
Grover asked if we're going to be scavenging weapons from corpses anytime soon. So don't have a timeline on this, but yes, you'll be able to get weapons from corpses.
Oh, here's the one I saw. It was, Fixtures asked, we're pretty close to open beta. Have you guys started fleshing out the progression system?
So something that we have like a bunch of ideas for right now. We need to kind of do a more thorough design process on them, but it's something that we'll be working on in the very near future. Because you are right, like we're getting close to that release time, and so that's going to be a pretty critical thing for us to get right.
How's it going? Sorry, my headset wasn't working.
It's all good, man. We're on stream here.
You are live.
Sweet.
You're live to the world.
You're a celebrity.
Hi, Mom.
I was actually just talking. I was mentioning you earlier, Lee, because you came on last week. Remember, we were talking about you were helping out with some server stuff, and I was talking about how a lot of the devs, are former players, and kind of have been long time FPSE players, and how cool that is.
Yeah, I've been around the block for some time now.
Almost dead. I gotta go back and heal.
Yeah, I just got destroyed because I was talking.
Psychon asked if you considered adding alternate kill board icons for mid-airs versus normal kills. Yeah, something we're looking at. It depends on kind of the visuals you want to have for something like that. But yeah, it's an interesting scenario that we want to probably provide for long term.
Moth asks, "Yo, will we be able to edit the UI at all?"
So that was actually another stretch goal that we didn't hit, which is not to say you'll be able to edit anything about the UI, but we won't have any sort of significant like UI editing ability. Meaning, like our initial plan was to give you kind of this UI editor that you can kind of drag and drop. May not have something like that, but we'll try to give you guys as much control as we can on the UI. Probably most of that stuff would come after release. Just because we don't have the resources to do it.
Chicken the Third asks, "Are there hit sounds like Quake or UT?"
There are hit sounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't played Quake in a while or UT in a while, but
I feel like you guys, let me know if my volumes, my in-game volume should be loud enough for you to hear them. I'll try and like point them out. I know I was sniping a little bit ago, and that's a pretty good hit sound. You can tell since it's far away, and you can tell that it hits. There's also like a Doppler effect, so you can hear projectiles if they're close enough to you. You can hear them going past.
You just give up. You just K out.
Did I?
Yeah, you just
I
K'd
have
out.
the worst habit of doing that in arena because I'm such an LCTF player that I just think, oh, I'm just gonna respawn, and then I just ruin my arena round every time. Worst arena player ever. Let's see, Dix Hill, yeah. Treasure Sam is very annoying. Dix Hill, actually, yes, I completely agree. That was really annoying that only kill mid-airs got counted. And let me show you, actually. Let me pull it up. The stats. So you can see when I press tab that there's a mid-air counter and mid-air kill counter. See, there's MA kills and then mid-airs. Yeah, I was super happy about that. Roadhog, yes, there are lower, higher graphics settings. I'll go into show us my stats. You want to see my stats, Tyler? All right, Tyler, you should come hang out in Discord. Let's get more devs in here. I'm gonna pull up my stats.
That's actually good because I gotta get running. It's fun hanging out. I'll answer one more question if you have one more question.
All right, guys. Yeah, who's gonna get the last question for Bugs? Well, Tyler's eating a chicken parm sandwich, so.
That is a good question. I wants to know I'll shave the beard again. I haven't shaved it since then.
Yeah, what? Surely, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, last time you guys gave me $1,000 to shave the beard, and now I can't. I'm watching Psychon just camp the race and cloak. God, he died. I wanted him to die on that one.
Looks like...
Now I'm spoiled. Now it's like, well, I'm not shaving my beard unless I get some money for it.
Yeah.
Oh, someone was asking about physical goods on track for November, December. That's what we're aiming for. We'll have more info on that soon.
Yeah, honestly, I almost wish I could. I'm just so excited about the keychain. want that keychain. Someone just started a Kickstarter project and call it Bugs Beard. All right. Last question. One more question, Bugs. Is this going to have classes like an Ascend? If so, I hope to God there isn't any turret class. Tainted Bishop. You want to answer that one, Bugs? It's pretty. Knock that one out there.
So there are pre-made classes, but everything is fully customizable in there. So you have complete control over the classes that you make. We aren't going to tell you how to play. You just go play how you want. So you can change the armor type, you can change the weapons, your packs, your items, all that good stuff, and kind of even fully customize your packs. So we have an augment system that allows you to tweak how your packs behave. And one of those packs is an engineer pack, which does allow you to deploy turrets. But they also allow you to deploy sensors and inventory stations. So if you're looking for a game without turrets, then this is probably not the game for you, because we've got plenty of turrets. But in general, it's a lot of fun, even with the turrets in there. So of course, we'll be balancing them a bit more next patch. But anywho, so I guess to answer your question, there is no turret class.
Yeah, not so much a turret class, Bishop, but there will be not like a pack, not really a class, but like a pack. There's just like armors, light, medium, heavy, and the engineer pack. You can deploy some turrets, but yeah, as Bug said, there's gonna be some balance changes coming to that to make it a little more playable and user friendly. But I don't want to keep you too long, Bugs. I know you've been here about an hour. You got to go. You got to put some beard oil in, I'm assuming.
That's what I usually do around 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
I just
beard oil.
Go beard oil for the rest of the night. Around 10:30.
Beard oil is not to be underrated.
Actually, that would be the life, man. If I could go do that, usually I end up just going and working more.
nothing like a well-oiled beard. Yeah, tell you what, if you maybe we can figure something out. If you shave your beard on stream, I'll give you my midair hat.
Well, now you're talking. How big is I have a pretty big head, so
yeah, I have a pretty small head, so
that I can contest to.
Ooh. Oh man.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for having me on. It's good seeing everybody in the Twitch chat. Thanks for coming and asking questions, and hop on and play some midair if you can. And don't forget about the free keys, man. Give away your keys, get people on and playing, and teach them how to play.
Yeah,
see you guys later.
Thanks so much, Chris. I'll see you later.
Yep, bye.
Yeah, So you saw it in person, Gravo?
Saw what?
His head in person. You
yeah.
Did you get to meet everyone on the team? Did you get to meet everyone, mostly everyone on the team? Like, I know you said you didn't really get to
Yeah, I
spend
met
too
all the
much.
staff, all the devs that were at the PAX event.
Nice.
I think Michael's a little bit taller than Bugs is, though.
Was it like a pretty tall dev team? Like I'm 6 feet exactly, so probably I'm assuming a couple people taller than me.
It's a mix. Nice diversity.
Yeah, I saw some of the pictures, and Michael, aka Cobrias, did look like he kind of was towering over a couple people. Dev team is feet tall and very large. Whoa, 6'6". Wow. Damn. Like an NBA midair team. I actually kind of want to see if I could play a pug. Do some pug streaming. See what's going on with that.
Probably get a Pug going.
Oh wow. Actually, looks like they just started one. Actually, no, that was half an hour ago.
You gotta add again.
Yeah, I don't think I might not have
I started
time.
26 minutes ago, so we got another half hour or so until the next Pug.
Right. Unless it's like super imbalanced. I'll put some music back on. Have you heard any of the have you heard any of audio, like Crunch's tracks? The remix guy?
I have not. You went on mute.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can.
Yeah, I was like kind of, I think, tapped out to start this music again. Oh, nice. We got an LT map again. LCTF. Actually, Tyler, that's not a bad idea. I should go cast. I love casting. Wait, would you want to co-cast with me? Co-cast the pug? Alright guys, it's happening. We got some casting coming in. I'll cast myself eating chicken. Oh man, you're just making me so hungry, Tyler. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm planning to make some bolognese after the stream, but man, I'm getting hungry thinking about that. It's sort of in the same ballpark of foods. I'm gonna be bolognese, chicken parm, sort of similar. Chicken. What an appropriate name, Chicken the Third. Chicken the Third watching a cast of a chicken parm. Alright. Oh, we have a dev in here. We have a dev in this pug. Alright, Kravok, I'm gonna get out of that Discord for a second.
No worries.
Thanks for coming on, man.
No worries.
Alright. So let's see what we have in this pug. Let's see, the teams are, we have, on red team, we have Discord, Ice Winds, Sparkle Sprite, Gurm, and Implosions. For blue team, we have Pat Medinger, aka Moose, Sin, Void Spawn, our art lead, and Duku Jimonui, I don't know who that is, I'm sorry, and Jamin. So let's see, it's 7-2 now to the blue team, so I'm not going to be able to probably do much casting at all until this game ends. And it looks like actually red team is about to get another. Oh wait, no, blue. Oh, Ice Winds getting that final clutch midair on Jamin before he gets the game-winning cap, and then Sparkle Sprite, nice E-grab there to prevent the cap. But it looks like red doesn't have much crash here to prevent this 8th cap for blue. We have Gurm here, nice midair once again to stop this cap. We have Ice Winds coming in, we have Sparkle Sprite coming in. Ice Winds here, misses the return. Sin picks it up for blue team. He's gonna go in and put this final cap in. No, more spam coming in from Implosions as Gurm. Implosions and Gurm take him out. Implosions with the clutch return, keeping red in the game, even with 15 minutes left. 7-2 to the blue team. So not looking too great for red, but you know, I've seen crazier things happen. You know, not too much crazier. I've seen like a 7-1 comeback. So 7-2 comeback, you know, still pretty unlikely and would be crazy. But I think last time I casted the pug, it was also kind of a crazy game. So, you know, let's not make any calls just yet. Ice Winds did just come through though and got taken out. Inflow. Oh no, here's the. Oh! Implo with the close range, last second midair on Duku Jimonui right before the 8th cap for blue. Discord getting that return. Red is not giving up here. That's why I always love to see people, you know, hanging on by what's the expression? By tooth and nail. That was a great shot. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was right on my stream, so hopefully you did. That was a great midair right before it looked like it was a sure cap. Implo once again. All sorts of clutch plays coming out from Implo. He picks that up in the field unscathed, getting a little chain fire on him. Duku Jimonui gonna get that E-grab. He's gonna be halfway. Implo's gonna need a pass here. Discord hopefully gonna be. Oh, Discord takes out the chase Sin. Nice little midair there and pass off from Implo between Discord and Implo. Hopefully they can get the return here so they can get another couple caps on the board for red. Let's see, Jama voice spawn here and Sin. A little bit of pretty coordinated offense here from Blue. Sin taken out though. Jama going to be continuing chaining Discord down. Jama might get this return. It looks like Jama is going to get the return and maybe see Blue. Oh, Icewinds takes out Blue carry on the other side and return. Sliver with health left. So wow, Red really hanging in here. Not giving it up at all. Still 7-2 though with 13 minutes 43 left. I am Swordfish, event coordinator for Archetype Studios in the game Midair. In case you're just joining me, this is a pickup game, 5v5. This is LCTF game mode, one loadout, and it's a lot very fast play, and probably one of the most, probably the only seriously competitive or even semi-competitive game mode so far in Midair. And let's see here, we have Decougemon. I believe that's probably Esprit, because he always likes to change his names up. I'm not quite sure though, and looks like this is going to be the 8th cap for Blue. So valiant effort there by Red at the end to try and stay in, but Blue had too much of a lead, and you know, Red just wasn't getting up quite enough. So I believe that was probably the first map, so I'll get to cast the second map. Not sure what it's going to be. Let me go ahead and turn this music down just a tad. And also let me check and see what's going on in chat. I'm sorry guys, it's been not the best at keeping up with chat this stream. Oh, thanks for answering. See, I'm glad that I have Tyler Market and guys have my back in chat to help answer these questions that I'm like a doofus missing. Yes, the tutorial is there is one in game, Chicken. Hopefully, which I believe, you know, it's not. There could be plans for furthering those tutorials. So next map starting in about 5 seconds. I'm just gonna quickly keep checking chat. Hey Sharp, welcome to the stream. So good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Open beta. Open beta is 4th quarter of 2017. So pretty much it's like a loose timeline. Anytime between October and end of December, we will have open beta. So nothing quite nailed down more specific yet, but know that open beta is planned for the end of this year, sometime before the end of this year. All right, I am actually on a team. Let me get into spectate. Let's see here. We have, game's been going about 40 seconds, so I haven't missed too much yet. It's still 0-0. We have, don't think any team changes. No, teams, oh, nope, yep, teams are the same. No subs or anything. Oh, wait. No, yeah, teams are the same. So let's see here. We have 2 blue cappers coming in, void spawns. All void spawns gonna get knocked off. We have John Man a little bit lagging behind his 2 teammates. He's gonna be coming in. Looks like red team's gonna see him though. Yep, they're gonna be reset up. He gets out with just a little bit of health. Void spawn still alive. Hopefully he can do something about John Man's chasers. John Man still making it home though, even with the sliver. And red doesn't really have any offense here to prevent this cap. Gonna get returned and cap. First 2 caps up. Didn't even see that first cap by blue. Looks like blue is already up by 2-0. So yeah, that's never really a good sign. When within the first couple minutes, one team is already up by a few, that's generally a sign of imbalanced teams. So a little unfortunate there, but you know, maybe it'll just kind of give blue even more impetus to try a little harder or kind of regroup. So void spawn here for the blue team out with half health. Red gonna get a little e-grab here. Icewinds taken out quickly by Moose, aka Pat Medinger. Void spawn is still struggling here. Passes it off to Sin. Sin not gonna quite be able to get it. Inflow with the return. Gurm gonna be picking that up in the field, trying to move it down mid. Gets mid-aired by Pat. Probably not gonna make it too much farther. He's got people on with the blaster. As Bugs and I were talking about earlier, people seem to be using that blaster more often. Blue flag gonna be holding in field right here. Ice was going to try and make some movement on it. Does pick it up. Has Sin chasing him though. Going to toss it off to maybe Gurm. He might be able to get this before. He should be able to, yeah. Getting damage though. And it looks like blue also has it though for the downfield. 2 blue on this return. They're going to get it probably. Yep, they got it. Red flag still at blue base, and there are no red players to contest this. So John Man's going to go ahead and pick this up. Icewind's coming in. Hopefully you're trying to get some. No, he's not probably going to be able to. This is probably going to be a 3rd cap for blue. And oh, John Man misses or gets knocked by Sparkle Sprite. Clutch little play there and e-grab by her. but she's going to die in the back valley, unfortunately. Not going to be able to really get too much further with that. But it was enough because Red was able to... I missed the return, but Red was able to return their flag. So that was a nice play there by Sparkle Sprite, be able to allow that return for Red Team. Icewind's here out back on a front grab. He's half health. He's going to take a little disc jump, a little risky, but might be able to get far enough to get a pass off. He does, and it doesn't look like there's anyone right there quite yet to receive it from him. Discord going out to it. Blue out with a pretty clean grab, though. So he looks like he's going to be making that home. And Blue might be getting this return now after Sin takes out Discord. Gurm going to go ahead and... no, Jawman! No, they weren't able to get Jawman in time. He's going to get that, and just in time. That's unfortunate for Blue's cap. That's always the worst timing, when one of the other team's capper is already on their way home and you lose it. That's the worst time. You hear people saying, this is a really bad time for return, and more often than not, sure enough, that's when it happens. Void Spawn, though, already here with a 4th cap. Oh, Blue's just running away with this game. 4-0 after 21 minutes to Blue. This is looking like it's going to be a pretty decided game already for Blue. Not quite sure what's going on here with Red because these teams don't look that uneven, theoretically. Although I'm not sure who Duku Jimonwi is. So let's see here. Hopefully Red can kind of muster up something. It's not too late. It's still only 4. And actually, as I say it, the Caster's Curse looks like it might be happening. Red might be getting their first point on the board. Oh, gets knocked by Moose. Oh, what a clutch little nade there to knock Implo off his course to the flag. And he got the E-grab. So really nice play there by Pat Medinger. And looks like Red's going to be able to keep it, though, nonetheless. A little standoff happening here. Discord and Implo are going to be staying at home for Red Team. And Sin coming in with Void Spawn to try and return this for Blue. Looks like Discord misses the pass off to Implo. Implo's going to go ahead and get that midair. And Red has secured this, so this is going to go into a fully fledged standoff with Blue on the other end. Jawman and I think Pat Medinger are going to be the 2 people on D. Sparkle and Icewind's here trying to contest this. There should be a 3rd Red. I'm not sure what a 3rd Red is. Sort of a little lack of coordination there on their offense. So it looks like both teams kind of regrouping here, getting set up for this standoff. Hopefully Red can win this one and get some points. Let's see on the other side though. Moose just passed off Discord and Implo passed off Discord and only Void Spawn and Sin here. So both teams seeming to have a little bit of trouble syncing up really well with having all 3 offense there at the same time. Although here comes a quick E-grab. He was there as soon as a return for Dekujumami. Get that E-grab. He's already midway downfield. He's going to make that home most likely. Red pretty much secured it though. So that's a good sign. You know, they were able to... Oh, look at that. Painful midair by Jawman. He's going to get that return. That was amazing. He knocked him downhill with the midair, and you know, there was nothing to do about that. So 5, as I say it, you know, I need to stop saying that because I'm just jinxing the game for Red. 5th point on the board there for Blue after just a little over 20 minutes. A little like 6 minutes in. So yeah, that's... Wow. 5 caps already after 6 minutes. That's almost a cap a minute. So that's not good. It's not looking good there for Red. Let's see, they have 2 blue cappers coming here. Jawman, Void, Discord, Sparkle. Gonna try and get this stop. Void Spawn gonna be last in. Yep, taken out. Let's see if Red can get some flags home though and secure them. That's of course the trick. Got Gurm here kind of clearing for no one at the moment. Although actually Implo, here comes Implo. Gets mid-aired. Hopefully he can clear. Icewind's coming in. Gets blocked by Implo. That's always sad to see when, you know, Icewind's most likely could have got that grab, but just kind of craziness, messiness of the flag, you know, prevents that. Yeah, I figured, Tyler. Deku is Esprit. That's good to know. See, I have a sense. You can just kind of tell when it's Esprit. You really can kind of tell. They're just playing with wrong position for fun, probably. Yeah, maybe you're right. Bad positions. Probably sharp, yeah. Chicken the Third, ranked mode. There is plans for matchmaking, so that's probably the closest we'll get to ranked, and there will be kind of a stats system, a pretty good stats system in game, so... So let's see here. Still 5. So you know, red holding blue at 5. You know, even though it's 8 minutes or almost 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes in. Sorry, almost 8 minutes. I am bad at math. Almost 8 minutes in. Looks like blue has red flag most of the way home yet again though. Gurm hopefully gonna be able to get this return. Getting spammed. He's not gonna be able to get it. He gets taken out. Maybe blue can pick this up. Dekushiman, Esprit gets taken out just as he tries to dish jump. Implo hopefully can get this return here. No, he keeps getting knocked around. Sparkle Sprite gets it just before she dies. Nice return there by Sparkle Sprite. So flags reset, and 5-0 to blue. Once again, if anyone has not seen this reunion, not the most balanced pug right now. This is definitely for blue's favor, and does not look like red's gonna really have much of a chance. So let's just focus on trying to get some good plays, maybe some rallying, and get them a few caps on board. Although Esprit gets like a nasty midair and a clutch return there by Discord, crashing in to get that return. Void Spawn, and with the immediate regrab though, he's gonna ring jump down the middle past this ice crystal, which actually I think he designed, and on his way home already, Icewind's not gonna be able to get that E-grab. Implo coming in for a grab, he's gonna probably get blocked. Yes, he does, and 6th cap there for blue. Ouch. Ouch! That's what it feels. That's what it feels like for red. I just slapped myself, and that's probably what it feels like. You know, it feels like red is banging their head against the wall. They're getting slapped, because that was a slap in the face there. You know, they finally get the return, and then just instant regrab for blue to get that cap. That's always the most painful, when you struggle to get the return, and then, you know, they just get an instant regrab and a cap from it. That always hurts the most. So here comes red. Maybe they can finally get their first cap. Gurm here, only Sin to stop this. Let's hope. And woohoo! Gurm gets the first cap for red. That is 1 point, the first point on the board for red. 15 minutes 39 in, and maybe they could finally start getting back. See, Kevin Bacon, yeah. I was hoping that was Kevin, aka Luck and a Half. That's good to see. That's good to see. I like seeing him back. One of my favorite players, Kevin Bacon, aka Kevin, aka Luck and a Half. Geist. Yes. Maybe this will turn the tide for red. Maybe Icewind's coming here. Oh, Icebreed taken out before he can even get to his half. Implo is going to be on this return. Icewind's hovering above his stand. Sin, only person here for blue, going to be able to stop this. Icewind's coming here. Can he get the cap? No, taken out by Jawman. Jawman doesn't able to get the cap, so maybe this is it. Maybe this is turning tide for red. They have 2 caps now. Void Spawn taken out just after he grabs. Maybe this is finally shaping up for red. They have 2 caps now on the board. Let's keep getting some more. That's pretty nice pickup in midfield though. Even not midfield actually, on red side, and he's full health. He's home with this. He does a nice little grenade boost there. That was kind of cool. You don't see that too often. A self boost by grenade, and tries to pass it off to Moose, which he does. Red, Icewind's gonna, with the grab, gonna pass it off to Gurm. That was a nice little ground pass there. Gurm gonna be hopefully gonna be able to make it home. Doesn't really have any immediate chase on him. Yeah, he's gonna be able to make this home. This should be another standoff. So some nice little plays coming up there. You saw a nice little grenade boost by Esprit, aka Dukuja Monui. You don't see that too often. You mostly see ring jumps. That was a nice little boost home with the grenade launcher. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then a nice little pass off. Icewind's just dropped on the field because he saw Gurm coming in at foot speed. So actually blue returns this, and it's gonna be a 7 cap. Oh no, so it looks like blue's gonna be running away with this, and instantly Jawman gets the regrab. It looks like red's just given up at this point. Jawman's just gonna be boosting home with this. He's oh and they're just team killing each other at this point. Sin gonna go ahead and team kill Jawman on the way home to try and extend the game a little bit. That's not the most polite thing. That would have been nice just to see the game end, but no chicken the third. It's first to 8. 8 caps is the cap limit for LCTF at the moment, and so 1 more cap for blue and they take the game. So yeah, I mean that little TK there, team kill there by Sin on Jawman probably almost certainly prevented the 8th cap for blue. But now we do have a continued game. The game's not over yet because of that. So because red was able to get it home. I'm not even sure if red was aware of that. It looks like they were, considering Icewind's with a capital GG. Looks like he was aware that they were kind of messing around at this point. So maybe we can get a few more good plays, some cool plays out of this, some cool passes. I always love to see cool passes. Implo looks like red is D'ing up for this for some reason, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen here from now on, because I don't really see red coming back from this. I think it was actually the same score. I think it was the same score on the last map, Menorah. I believe blue won by 8-2. So I'm predicting, me personally, I'm calling 8-2 to blue team. I think They're not going to let Sin sabotage their victory any longer. If Blue returns this, they're just going to go ahead and cap it out in a good sportsmanly manner. Tag me in, I'll duel him to death, says Psycon86. So looks like for on the red side, Blue is going to go ahead and get this return. Void Spawn is going to... Oh no, he gets taken out by Discord just before he's able to get that return. Discord picks it up. Sin is not quite able to get that return. Passes it off to Implo. Implo is going to get this. Maybe does. And so it's only... Well, Sin's here and Espri's here. So actually teammates. They were Sin and Esprit. Little proving grounds tidbit of information here. Sin and Esprit, two of these Blue players, were on the same Proving Grounds championship team. And while I'm talking and babbling about Proving Grounds tournament, which is pre-alpha tournament, looks like Blue goes ahead and takes that 8-2 as predicted. So both maps 8-2, 8-2. Menorah Cryosis go to Blue team, and not the most balanced pug, but that was still fun nonetheless to cast. I think I am. I really need food at this point. I haven't really been able to, in truth, stop thinking about the chicken parm sandwich. So I think unfortunately, Kravok, I'm gonna have to get going. That was a long question and answer session with and a kind of news session with Bugspray. I'm glad we got to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of doing that one-on-one and getting you know, one of the team leads, archetype lead CEO Bugspray, aka Chris, to come on and talk. So got to, you know, don't you dare think about leaving without a haiku. You know, guys, I'm sorry. This week was a news show, and so there was no haiku. But I always welcome haikus from you guys. I want to get more haikus and plays of the week from you guys. I don't have either of those for you guys this week, but I will be sure to bring those back next week for once the show. Write a chicken parm haiku. You know, I probably could write a chicken parm haiku in a couple minutes here. Chicken parm is good. It makes me so hungry. Yes. Must go eat some food. That was my impromptu chicken parm haiku. Thank you, Chicken the Third. You really seem to be all about the chicken. I love it. I love what you're doing there with the name and the chicken enthusiasm. Don't walk into any more doors. Yeah, I've been kind of having a little bit of PTSD. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I come near a door, any kind of glass frame of any kind that's not a window, I get a little skittish and make sure I kind of put my hands out in front of me to make sure that there's nothing there. It's pretty funny to watch me walk around campus. So I think that'll wrap up the show for this week, guys. I'm glad you all joined me, and this next week I will hopefully either tonight or tomorrow I'll be doing forum and Reddit posts and maybe even a Steam announcement and about next week's show, which I hope to be a time trials event, which I mentioned earlier, where people will sign up to compete for the fastest cap times on rotating series of maps, which Cryosis will hopefully be the first map next week that will be the Cryosis time trials. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next week for that show. I will be keeping, I've kept this hat on the whole stream, and I'm not too hot, so that's a good sign. Maybe I will keep keeping this hat on. But anyway, thank you so much to Geist and Tyler for helping to answer some questions in chat. Thank you so much to Bugspray for coming on and doing this news update, talking about the latest changes in the game and answering viewers' questions. And thank you to all of you for tuning in. You know, some of you for the first time. Make sure you're following the channel. I do this show every week, Midweek Midair. I am Swordfish, aka John. As you can see in the background, I heart midair. And yeah, I appreciate all the love and support you guys. Thank you, Groove, that you show me. And please, 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 I would love to get some haikus from you guys, or some awesome clips or plays that I can share on the show and make you e-famous. I will give you so much credit, and make people aware of your genius. So please, if you feel like sharing those, I'd love to have them. Just get at me on Discord or the forums. Send me whatever you'd like. And yeah, I am Swordfish, and I will be tuning out now to go eat. Thank you, Tyler, for making me hungry. And yeah, best of luck, guys, and I hope to see y'all in midair.